Thanks. So I appreciate a lot of what has been said or talked about. One thing that has made me uncomfortable, though, I want to challenge a little bit, is the sort of demonizing of the monotheistic spiritual traditions. For a couple of reasons. One is I think there's confusion between fundamentalism and those traditions and their mystical essence. So, for example, in Judaism, there is the Song of Songs that celebrates sexuality. So, not all religions, condemn it. And also, the mystical versions of the spiritual traditions don't separate the sacred from the material. Actually, like in Judaism, the core blessing, the Shema, speaks of oneness, and in oneness is actually very pro-polyamory. So it just makes me uncomfortable, and I don't think we need to create that split. All of us have grown up and disowning our heritages instead of looking for the beautiful places in those heritages doesn't really promote polyamory the way I see it.
I felt this as something, that I feel called to respond because sometimes in the rhetoric I use, that could come across. It's unintentional, that demonization of monotheism or other forms of monopolistic constructs, cultural constructs, and it's not intended, but it's a way to also provoke a reaction. I think I encourage you to see it in a historical context. I think that we've had the predominance of monotheistic belief systems that have become prevalent and also that have become allied of political power systems. And when that collusion happens, then there is that danger of that extraction that I was talking about, and also of a disowning of the mystical traditions that exist within each of these monotheistic traditions. Sufism, Islam, Giordano Bruno, who is one of my heroes, he was burned in a square of Rome, where still there's a monument to him because he saw the cosmos the way we see it today, but in the 1500s. He was light years ahead of Galileo, and he was burned, but he was a mystic, and many others, of course. So I totally agree with you. We need to bring that out again, and we've seen this in the cultural wars, right, when Islam is demonized, but then Islam has many, many facets, including some very fair ways to practice polygamy that we can discuss at some later point, but I totally agree with you. How I understand the difference between Vedantic and Tantric traditions in Hinduism, with Vedantic being the all goes to the one, whereas Tantric is the one goes to the all. Okay, so and they're opposite side of the same coin, but then the Vedantic became established as a dominant tradition, and the Tantric became countercultural, and then it also managed to migrate to other cultures as we know it today.